And we're live, I think. Oh wait, no. Yeah, we're live. Okay.
Oh.
The map was screwed up. I've had to fix it.
Where?
There. Wait. Hold. I had to fix the map. All right. There we go. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Aranthea's Awakening. This is session 3. We're gonna go through and just see who everybody's playing, and then I'm gonna do a quick recap, and then we'll play. Let's start with the person to that direction, Kyle.
I'm Kyle. I will be playing Professor Elwyn Silvermane.
Nerd.
Level 2 wizard.
Ooh, level 2.
Ooh.
Got that level 2
Oh.
going.
Level 2 wizard. I am now a lore master.
Ooh, what is that?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Means he's a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking nerd.
Pretty much. And to the right of Kyle, that's you, Neil.
We have left shark.
This is the shark.
That's left shark.
My name is Neil, and I play Ilo. He's a kobold bard.
Cool. What kind of bard?
Kobold bard.
Very obviously a bad bard.
Of knives.
I'm not feeling very inspired right now. All right, moving on. Last one.
I play Zai, a Dragonborn fighter, level 2 now. Still don't get to be anything special though, because I don't get my stuff to level 3.
Yep.
I don't either. Don't worry.
Yeah, all your exciting stuff comes at level 3, of course. So, let me get some music going. Where'd my music go? There it is. Alright, so, last time on Aranthea's Awakening, you all had basically agreed to participate in the Great Hunt in the town of Shaylas in Midwood, in order to essentially do a trial run to see whether you could join the Free Company, a guild of former renown in the world. The trial consisted of you participating in the Great Hunt and specifically killing a dire beast. You were given the option of either a boar, a bear or a wolf. You guys chose the boar, as that was the least dangerous of the three. Though still pretty dangerous. The three of you had prepared via purchasing traps and various items in order to attempt to ambush and attract the creature so that you could take it out without much need for direct engagement. Which worked out in your favor, as it turned out. You all went into the woods and were able to essentially find where the dire boars roughly were, set up a trap, use a unseen servant to scatter and spread around dirt-coated, or boar pheromone pea-coated dirt in order to attract the boar, which came in, stepped in the trap, and failed to save, causing the boar a fair amount of pain and being trapped there. You all then ambushed the creature, and through several interesting tactics, managed to take the boar out.
That's us, master of tactics.
You then gathered up what you could from the boar, licked your wounds a little bit, and proceeded to make your way back towards Shayla's, which did require setting up camp for the night in the woods a couple hours away from Shayla's. During the night, on Zykiran's watch, however, you were ambushed by a pair of regular wolves,
Which are much more dangerous than that dire boar.
which were much more dangerous than the dire boar because they had to jump on you instead of vice versa. You were able to repel the wolves with a lot of effort and just by the skin of your teeth. But you all came out of it right as rain.
Yeah, we did.
Made your way back to Shayla's, registered with a seeming judge for the event, essentially saying, hey, we killed the thing. Judge was like, all right, well, if you win anything, we'll be in contact with you guys at the guild. You went back to the guild where you found that there were a few jobs that you could potentially take on, consisting of going to Eastbourne in the Firthern Barony, where there is a lesser noble family with a sick child. Taka, which is in the Kazan Tundra, where there were villagers going missing. You could investigate the Emberscar Grove, which was more of a personal job from Dalus, the leader of the guild. Or you could all go to the abandoned keep in the Freelands and attempt to take it over and clear it of whatever has taken up residence as to make it your own guild base. Another member of the guild came in by the name of Faith, a tiefling cleric of the God of Water. You had an interesting conversation and sent her off to Eastbourne to deal with the sick child, while you guys made a plan to go up to Taka, then down to Emberscar if there's time, wait back in Shayla's for Faith to come back, and if she didn't come back within a certain amount of time, then you would proceed to the keep without her. So, we begin. You three are sitting in the guild hall. Currently, it's just you three. Dalus has run out after Faith because she forgot to take the actual information sheet on the job she's supposed to be doing.
Good job.
You three are sitting there by yourselves. Is there anything you wish to discuss or do?
Let's see.
So, Eli, you said you worked at a,
Yes.
you said you worked at a college, right? School, something like that.
Yes, that is correct. The college at Milan Thalor.
RYIS.
So-
D&D.
What's a professor like you doing out here killing dire boar?
Quite simply, my Lily, Lilith, one of your master's old companions, asked me to go in her stead. she felt that my talents and my knowledge would be best suited to help with whatever it was we were going to be doing. I really wasn't given much direction at the time, but quite frankly, I'll do anything for her.
Did she give you a good reason?
I mean, her asking me alone was reason enough for me. I mean, I must admit that there are some small ulterior motives that I had. I've been at the college for some time now, and I haven't quite gotten out to do much field research in, well, I don't remember the last time that I actually got out, and I was just kind of in a rut at the school. When I first joined there, it was supposed to be a necessary evil of sorts. I didn't really want to be a teacher or a professor. I was going to use it for the grant money, honestly, to fuel my research. But over the years, my focuses fell towards teaching and study, and my work kind of took a back seat. And, well, whatever these events that have transpired, Lilith asked me to go in her stead. So here I am.
What kind of research did you do? I know you said it took a back burner, but must have done some.
Oh, good. Oh, gods. Heavens, what, well, magic obviously is a huge interest of mine. I love pretty much anything magic related, but the thing that kind of held my interest the most, it's what I was, gosh, I haven't looked into it in so long, but it's odd that with the events that are transpiring now, I was studying the, what we call the arcane sea and the bright steel and their connection to everything. Seems that it's kind of interesting that this issue with the dwarves have come up now.
See, I've heard of Bright Steel, but what's this arcane sea you're talking about?
Well, it's said, it's believed that underneath our world, there's a sea of raw arcane energy that all magic derives its power from. Some believe the closer you get to it, the more this bright steel one will find. Some believe that's how bright steel, or why bright steel is bright steel. It's closer to that arcane sea, so it gets more of the magic. It's quite fascinating, really.
So the deeper down you go, the more bright steel there would be? If that's all correct and all.
In theory, this is not all proven, but there are some things that, prove, evidence-wise, that it could be true. But no one's really ever found an arcane sea, per se. But there is evidence that alludes to it.
Huh. Interesting.
It's quite fascinating. Even just talking about it it excites me. I'll have to dig through my notes. I haven't read them in years at this point. But just the thought of it, it excites me.
Wait, so let me get this straight. You try to study something that no one has ever seen before and don't even know if it exists. How exactly do you do, experiments and those kind of things?
Well, the thought back in the day was to gain knowledge of people who had encountered certain things. I was going to use the college funds to fuel my research and then go on expeditions and find out more for myself. And the next thing I knew, I was over 700 years old, and I had not left the college in probably half that time.
Interesting.
I might have only gone out maybe a couple of times and it wasn't even very far away from the college. I'd never even really got to do any of my field research. I don't know what happened, to be honest. It just kind of life.
And what about you, Isla? What are you doing here being an adventurer?
Captain Alabar told me to come. So here I am.
Yeah, who exactly is Captain Alabar? Never heard of him before.
Oh, you haven't heard? I thought you heard of Captain Alabar.
Well, apparently he knew my master, but can't say that Master Redblade ever really talked about him or Lilith either.
Captain Alabar never talked about things from his past. I'm here because of Captain Alabar.
Do you have like some goal you're trying to accomplish?
Not fail Captain Alabar. That would be nice.
How would you fail him if you don't know what you're doing?
I don't know. I don't really know what we are doing here that he would know about, be proud of. I don't know. I just know that something here I am.
Yeah,
Captain Alabar.
seems like you could use some clearer instructions.
I mean, I was told to find. This is the right place.
Wait, you're told to find what? Just the free company?
Right. I was told the letter.
Huh.
Show the people here in this town the letter. They will send me the right place. Find Captain Alabar's friends. Help Captain Alabar. They didn't know how long I was going to be gone from the ship. I thought I'd be back soon, but we're still here.
Yeah, so we are.
Dalis comes back in after a few more moments, and he says, "I'm terribly sorry about that. Faith is prone to, well, you saw her.
Yes.
So, I believe the plan then for you is, you're going to depart for Taka first?"
Yeah, if we could get the information on that, that'd be great.
Of course. It's right here, and he pulls out one of the sheets from behind the desk. This is the information regarding the job in Taka. If I may make a recommendation, I would suggest picking up some fur cloaks while you're here in town. It is pretty cold up there year-round. This time of the season, probably a bit colder than what you're used to.
I was born there.
Were you?
Well, in the tundra, anyways.
Ah, I was not aware. I was aware that there were kobold, I guess clans, you could call them, or families, or whatever terminology it is that your kind uses, residing in the tundra, and particularly I know there were some in the frozen wastes, but, well, that's interesting. It may be of use to you, then. You may know the territory a bit better, then.
Hey, Isla, maybe we'll get to go meet your family.
Oh, no. You won't.
Why not? We can stop by.
Well, they would not be in the tundra anymore.
When did you live there, though? Where'd they be?
They would be where the dwarves take all the kobolds.
Wait. What do you mean, doors take the kobolds?
The fucking dwarves.
Yeah, I got the doors part, but I need the other part. Like, the doors take them?
They took us from the tundra to the mountains.
Do I
How do
know
you know
anything
this?
about the search?
And do what with them?
do I know-
Slaves of some sort?
Do I
Make
know
us
anything
mine.
about-
Hold
Do I
on a
know
sec.
anything about this, Arch?
Roll me a history check.
History 13. Except that was to myself, so I'll roll it where everyone can see it.
Please.
Crit.
Oh! Alright, nice.
All right. You have a sudden flashback moment where you remember Master Tumal Redblade in a very sullen mood, explaining to you where it is that the materials come from. You recall that he was not very happy in the description, but it was the way of the Dwarven Kingdom, and he wasn't happy with it, but he couldn't do anything at the time, in that the Dwarven Kingdom did employ the use of slavery. Typically, those who worked the mines in the more dangerous parts of the mines, the deeper you go, the more likely it is that there would be cave-ins and such. Right.
I learned that from my professor.
From a professor, yes.
Yeah.
The slaves would be used in the more dangerous mining expeditions within Tharndarum itself, as well as Baria and Gurthoth, no, not quite to as much of an extent. Yeah, you remember him telling you that there were things such as kobolds, goblins were being used as well. Mostly consider, like, any of the bestial lesser races that the dwarves would consider too weak to fight back, but strong enough to be used as fodder.
Okay. Wait. I think I might have remembered something about that. I just kind of choose not to think about it because I didn't want it to be true. So, when you say that, are you talking about how the doors have taken, I guess kobolds included, to mine the deeper parts?
We seek out the stuff you guys talk about a lot. We find it in deposits in the mountain, in our small tunnels, because faster. And then they make their big tunnels go out to where we point at them. We find it, they dig it.
And they just keep you there as slaves?
Pretty much. It's not great. I don't really talk about it a lot.
Well, I find myself rooting for the realm of the Ascended in this war.
I thought that was kind of the understood here, but okay.
Well, even more so. Wait, but if your parents are there, then why aren't you there? How'd you not get caught?
Oh, they're not there.
But you just said the doors took them.
They did?
Okay, where are your parents now?
Dead? The tribe dead? That's why I don't talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
I can see why you wouldn't want to talk about that.
Hmm?
Dalus is standing there looking a little awkward, like, I'd rather, I'm so sorry, Ilo, but, maybe, it's best we change the subject. It's, Theo's
It's
getting
fine
a
with
little
me. I don't
stifling
like
here.
to talk about it, so.
Oh, Dalus, I do have something I need to tell you about. If, what's that dude's name? Oh, right, Rannis Willowbark, I believe it was, comes by, I did enter the boar tusks into the tournament, so that would be why.
Understood. If you're planning on departing today, which I would recommend, whenever they stop by, if there are any winnings, we can hold on to it for you.
That would be much appreciated.
Of course. Well, you have the sheet. You have my advice on getting the jackets or cloaks. Is there anything further you need? If not, I have business to attend to if we're to be moving in a month.
I think we have all that we need. Thank you, Dalus.
Of course. Well then, safe travels. Good luck. Don't do anything to bring a bad name to the guilds. I
Of
feel like
course.
that goes without saying, but I'm saying it anyways.
Don't worry, we will be on our best behavior. And he kind of side-eyes Ilo a little bit.
Of course. One more thing as well, if you wouldn't mind. If you by chance come across... where the fuck is my notes? There it is. If you by chance come across a rather peculiar gnome in Taka, by the name of Gandhi Blendertuft, could you do me a favor and send him back here?
Yeah, only if you can spell his name, though.
I will copy it and paste it into the chat for you.
Gandhi Blundertuff.
Yes, he is a one of our other members within the guild.
Ah, I see.
He's the one who typically gains how do I put it? He's our information gatherer, shall we say?
Okay, I understand.
Very quick and clever little thing. He's typically the one getting information about the jobs that we receive. So the job in Taka being the most recent one that has come in, my assumption is that he may be there. I'm not sure if he's still there. For all I know, he could have gone on already to wherever else. I saw that.
Anyone else just hear that weird sound?
Yep, sorry, that was my fault.
You're fired.
No, that was in character.
Yep. So yeah, just if you come across him, it's maybe hard to come across him, being the type of person he is, but just if you see him, send him back.
Will do.
Wonderful. Then, if there's nothing else,
No.
I don't see anything else.
What time is it?
when you guys got back, it was like probably a little before noon. All the time that you've been spending doing all this stuff, it's probably like maybe 1 p.m.
Yeah, I guess
Okay,
we could.
cool.
I guess we could probably head out today.
I
Get a
don't see
little
why
bit of
not.
distance. Remember, we had 12 days.
Well, then we better hurry it up then. Let's grab some of this winter clothing and head out.
Yeah, you said you stopped by a store before we went out on the hunt. I guess we go back there. Seems like they sold lots of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Okay.
We agree, so we do it.
And Ilo, remember, don't go running off by yourself in public again.
Okay.
So you guys are making your way to the hunter specifically that you shopped from, Eli, or?
I mean, if I knew that he would have, like, heavier coats and whatnot, yeah. If not, probably scanning around town for someone who would have that.
Well, yeah, there were a fair amount of people that had furs and whatnot to sell. It's really a matter of, are you guys specifically going anywhere? Because there was the hunter that you had met, that you got the trap from, and then there was the interesting gnome, which Eli encountered in session 1.
Oh, yeah, I do not want to see that guy again.
He wanted to sell you shirts.
Yeah, I
He probably has a really cool jacket.
I'm not buying what he's selling. I mean, honestly, he's just looking for like the first person that sells some sort of winter clothing, and he's just like, "Oh, look here we go."
Sure. It's easy enough walking through the town. The event, the holiday, is still going on, so there are plenty of stalls set up throughout the town. For the sake of brevity, it's not hard for you guys to find a stand that is selling thick fur cloaks. They're gonna run you probably about $1 silver a piece.
Okay. Yeah, I get Do they have a child size for Ilo?
Oh, absolutely.
Is it
I'm just-
cheaper?
Is it cheaper?
It's only half the material.
You know, funny enough, it's not.
Aw.
You're
Mine's
welcome to
nicer,
try-
though.
You're welcome to barter.
Yeah, I don't care enough. It's a silver.
Mine's
Yeah.
nicer, though, because, like, rabbit furs are, like, cheaper. But they're softer and
Oh,
nicer. It's more luxurious. I look better and better the more we play this game. Now I have a fur coat. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right,
yeah,
so
I'll-
you guys individually purchase your fur cloaks. We'll say, Zai, you are able to purchase a very nice timber wolf pelt cloak. Eli, being the more astute sorts, gets a fox fur cloak.
Ooh.
And Ilo, being the smaller person that you are, get a minx coat.
I like that. Eli's looking like, oh, this is quite nice. Oh, I'm very happy with this.
Indeed, they're a little bit heavy, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what happens with the fur. But they should serve the purpose for what you need.
Right.
We'll say it's taken you guys maybe half an hour in total to just get all the stuff together. Is there anything else you guys wish to do before departing town?
Nope, not here. Eli will just look at Zai and Ilo. Well, gentlemen, is there anything else we need to do, or shall we be on our way?
I'm ready to head on out.
I'm ready.
Eli like spins his cane and starts to kind of strut off, I guess.
Okay, so can we just spend the rest of the campaign making sure that Ilo looks dapper AF?
Oh, there is one thing I needed. I needed a monocle to give to Ilo here.
Oh my god.
What did you do?
We need to go buy you a monocle now.
Oh, monocle.
No. Yeah, I think I'm ready to head out.
All right, so the question is, what path are you taking?
North.
You're going to be heading to Ostomer?
Let's see. Yeah, probably gonna. Well, I mean, we can either cut through the Ember.
Well,
Ember
we're
Scar.
starting. We are starting late, so we could stop in
Yeah.
Ostomer for the night,
Yeah, that sounds.
and then take
But,
all day next day to get
Well,
to
from
town.
Shayless to Ostermeyer is a whole day of travel.
Correct.
So we'd get, like, to the dire grounds again.
Well, no, you could get to Ostomer because it's only about 8 hours. You would get there, the sun would have gone down, but you'd be able to get there.
Yeah, we could get there by 10, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess we could head to Ostermeyer, spend the night there, make a camp out between there and Taka, and then get there the next day.
Do we want to try to procure like a horse or two to make it quicker?
Yeah, I don't know how to ride a horse.
I don't either.
Well, I can ride.
I can't.
Maybe like a horse and a cart.
Is this in character?
No, this is more like, is this something we want to consider and then do, or do we want to just walk?
Mm.
Do it in character.
Okay, so Eli spins his cane, starts walking off, and then just after like 5 steps, kind of stops and turns around, and he's got his hand pointed up. Do we want to try to procure transportation to potentially get there quicker?
Do you have
re-
a whole bunch
I-
of money that I don't know about?
We haven't really talked about gold.
Whatever starting gold you had's what you got.
Okay. Interesting.
How much gold is gold?
How much gold is gold? 1.
How many do I need? for transport.
Yeah. How much is a fucking horse?
I believe horses are roughly 70 gold apiece.
Oh
Ooh.
dear.
And then I think carts are usually like 40 or 50.
If you're going with your basic background gold, then at most you have like 20.
Right. I mean, most of Eli's gold is in his retirement fund. So.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so Eli has 100 gold minus the gold for the trap,
And everything that you own, all your equipment that you have.
which is like, what, nothing almost.
Because you're not really an adventurer.
Right.
Yeah.
Which the trap was like very cheap.
Are you saying that you have not been tracking your money, Kyle?
I bought one thing. I forgot about gold.
How could you?
I buy 1,500 gold set of plate armor. Okay, moving on. I
Yeah,
only bought
okay.
one thing.
All
I
right,
only
so
bought
Eli
one
has
thing.
95 gold.
I mean, we can take it.
I don't think. Which one I see is gold? Okay, that's gold.
Take it and pay later.
Oh, and how much was the winter coat?
Silver.
Silver.
Silver. Okay. Oh God, you're gonna make me convert.
It's 10
It's
to 1.
10.
10. Okay.
Silver is dimes to dollars being gold.
Okay.
And then bronze is pennies. So pennies, dimes, and then it skips to dollars. And then
Okay.
platinum is $10 bills. $10 is that? Yeah, $10 bill.
I think.
Okay, opinion, what's Electrum?
Yeah. Oh God, don't get into the Electrum bull crap. I've already heard about this before. Okay, so do we want to try to procure maybe a horse and cart?
Well, I know that I can't afford anything like that. I'm good with walking, though.
I mean, it all depends on how much the horse and the cart costs. I do have a bit of change I brought with me.
I have 26.
He
Yeah.
pats your shoulder. Don't worry about it, Ilo.
I have 15. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare before I left.
I did, fortunately. I think transportation might be good. Plus, we don't want to run into a situation like in the hunting grounds, where we don't have any way to carry something if we had to, procure certain things. Because I'm not very strong, to be honest.
Me neither.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Well, I guess there's no harm in seeing how much it costs, as long as it doesn't take too much time.
Right. I'll be quick about it. And Eli wants to head off to try to find like a small horse-drawn cart and a horse.
Sure, make a investigation.
Okay.
And
Investigation.
that reminds me, I will remind you guys, Kyle and Onyx, you both have a D4 inspiration dice, and Neil, you have a D6.
I'll go ahead and use mine.
You were going to use the D4? Alright.
It's a
at you.
2.
I got
So,
13.
Kyle, you have no bardic dice left.
Yay.
No stream dice. So 13. Alright. It ends up taking you another, half an hour, trying to find a stables in this, commotion of celebration and huntery. But you eventually find a stable. It's pretty small. Looks like it could probably only house maybe 3 or 4 horses at a time. Walking inside, there is a single halfling standing in the like in the stable area, just kind of tending to one of the horses, brushing it down. It's a pretty nice looking horse, brown fur with like a blondish hair and tail, and he's just standing there, kind of brushing its coat.
I run at it with a carrot.
Make an animal handling.
Oh my god, don't run it. Oh god.
9.
Okay. You start running towards it with the carrot, and the horse starts like huffing and snorting and like tamping the ground, like really
God.
agitated. The halfling kind of just goes, "Whoa, easy now, easy now." Starts like
Ilo,
petting its
no.
nose and is like, "Sir, what the fuck?
Ilo,
Back
Ilo,
up, please."
don't run at horses like that. Goodness. They might step on you.
I hardly like carrots.
Stepping on you would be
Yes.
the worst thing it did.
Ooh. Sorry.
Can
sir.
I help you?
Yes. Well, my companions and I are, we're inquiring about potentially buying a horse and maybe a small cart that we could use for transportation.
Yeah, I probably got what you need. Did Zai go with?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is just the 3 of you? Or
Yes.
2.5?
Uh,
And he throws
yes.
a wink at Ilo, being that you are both about the same height.
Ilo's not offended at all.
Well, if you're going to be getting a cart to go with it, you're going to be needing 2 horses minimum. Can't be pulling it with one, or else you're going to run the horse into the ground. And I'm not about that kind of life.
No, that is understandable.
Yeah, I got a cart that should work for what you need. It's the 3 of you riding, you're not carrying nothing like super heavy or nothing, transporting.
Not at the time.
Alright, yeah, I got a cart, and I think I got 2 horses I could probably give you. Pretty good pack horses, good for pulling. Not really much for riding, but yeah, I should do what you need.
Okay, well, the big question is, what is your price?
He looks at you, and you notice him kind of like looking you up and down. Looks at Ilo, looks him up and down, looks at Zai, kind of scans him up and down. Well, the horses are about gonna be 70 gold apiece, and the cart's gonna be around well, the cart's been here a few years, so I could take a little off for that, I guess. Do you a favor. It'll be 30 golds for the cart. So call it 170 gold total. Is that a problem?
It is a bit steep. That second horse, I was not expecting the second horse. But, let me see here. Well, he just looks down at Ilo and back up at Azai. He's like, my pockets don't run that deep. I'm sorry.
Ilo is trying to like signal to you. He's doing like magic motions at the guy without like trying to do it like kind of behind him where the guy can't see it. And almost trying to like ask you something.
Make a sleight of hand, Ilo.
Oh my god.
Man, you're so good that even Eli needs to do a double take, make sure you're doing something.
So, like, are you motioning at me, or are you actually, like... Oh, okay.
He's motioning at you like he wants a response from you.
He
About
looks at-
whether you want him to do magic on this man.
No. No, that's not necessary.
it's not necessary for the second horse, I disagree. I mean...
No, my colleague here is...
Just leaving.
He's just leaving, yes.
Yep,
He's
alright.
trying to be silly.
Yeah, Eli, we don't need anything like this. I mean, if he's going to charge us this much for it, we may as well just walk.
I unfortunately have to agree.
And I turn and start heading for the door.
Thank you for your time. Maybe next time, though.
Zai, make a persuasion.
17.
Oh.
Travis. Sorry, hang on a second. Travis, stop being a pain in the ass.
You guys know we don't actually have like any amounts of money, right? There's no way we're gonna be able to afford this, regardless of what we get it down to.
Yeah.
I'll charm person him.
You know what? Tell you what. You buy the 2 horses and the cart I'll throw in for free.
I mean, that's still out of the price range. That's like all of our gold.
Keep it in
Okay.
character, Kyle.
Okay, here, let me take a look at the horses before we decide anything.
You're certainly welcome to, sure. Follow me. He
Alright.
pulls the brown horse aside and just hitches it to a post.
Stab. This one's stabbed. Discount, please.
And he brings you into the stables where there are currently 2 other horses. One of them has what seems to be like mostly brown fur with some white splotches here and there, darker brown hair. And then the second one next to it appears to have like black fur or hair, with just like one bit of white on the nose.
Okay, I want to go look at them closely.
Okay. You approach. They are looking at you.
I want to see if there's anything like I can point at, even if it's not like super real, that I can go, hey, this one's not worth as much as you're saying it is.
Are you actually pointing at something non-existent, or are you trying to find actual flaws?
Well, I'm going to start with trying to find actual flaws.
Okay, in that case, make a nature check.
Nature 14.
Looking over the 2 horses, they seem pretty well cared for. It seems like this guy puts a lot of work into taking care of them.
But he needs to not. Okay. So
Nice.
what? You think you're gonna give us both these for 140?
That's the deal. You take those 240, I throw the cart in for free. And that's me being nice.
I think we could probably find some better quality horses if we, went to a better stable. I think we could give you 120 for all that, though.
Make a persuasion.
No, it's not going to be good twice in a row.
The DC is going to be higher.
15.
He looks at you like aghast and is like, "You're not going to find better horses anywhere in this town, fella. But you're certainly welcome to try."
Well, it was worth the try.
And we certainly will. And I'm going to leave again.
Yep.
All right.
Eli
He
is following.
doesn't follow up any further.
Okay, it's fine. I never expected us to have a horse and cart anyway.
It would have been nice, but the price is just not right.
We should stop wasting time.
Yes. Well, my thought was that if we were to procure this, we could save time by getting there much quicker, but we don't quite have the funds for this now.
Hmm.
It'll be fine, though. Let's be on our way.
And so we head north to Ostermere.
Okay. So, for the next 8 hours or so, you make your way towards Ostermare. The walking is pretty easygoing. Occasionally you come across a ranger still out for their hunt. Seems that several of them are still working on actually catching anything. However, there are a few that you come across that are heading back towards Shayla's, carrying various animal carcasses, furs, meats. Along the way, you do notice that there are several mounds of disturbed dirt. You actually come across one hunter along the way that is actively digging a small ditch and appears to be throwing what looks like innards into the dirt and then covering it up.
Huh. Eli has no interest.
Eli is not interested?
Not at all.
Okay. Alright, so you guys continue walking. The sun sets, and you continue walking still. Are you lighting a torch, Zai, since you are unable to really see in the dark?
Of course, I'm not walking blind.
Alright. So
Yeah,
mark
I can,
off one torch.
Well, here, I can pop dancing lights for us.
That only lasts like a minute or something, though.
Oh, does it? Oh, God. One action. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's better then.
Alright, so mark off a torch, Zai.
Okay.
So you guys continue walking. It takes you another, 2 hours or so before you walk into a Ostermare at night. Walking through Ostermare, in contrast to Shayla's, where Shayla's is very much about the hunt, about animals for food, clothing, tools. Ostermare is very much about the agricultural aspect. You see that there are large swaths of land where the trees have been cleared out. You can see that there is a fair amount of farmland. You can, even walking through town, you can see that there are what appear to be corn mazes. You see that there are rows upon rows of orchards of various different fruits that appear to be growing. Some appear to not be in season just yet. There are a few farms passing through along the way to the main area of the town itself that appear to be various ground vegetables. One would assume things like potatoes, cabbage, lettuce, things of the sort. There's really not that many people out at this time of night. You do see that there is the occasional farmer on their land trying to do some last-minute attending to their crops before calling it a night. But generally, it's pretty quiet beyond that. You can see that very much like Shayla's, there are people living within the trees. All of the buildings themselves are larger trees converted into homesteads or shop fronts, things of the sort. What are you guys doing?
Trying to find an inn.
Yeah. Eli's poor old feet are screaming at this point.
Sure. So, as you're walking through, one of the farmers that's currently doing some last-minute tending, you guys kind of just go up and call out, and he goes, yeah? What you want?
Can you tell us where the nearest inn is, sir?
Huh?
We're looking for an inn. Can you point us a good way?
Looking for some kin?
No, place to sleep.
A
Maybe
tavern. A place to lay our heads and go to sleep. We're not from here, sir.
Huh? You see,
goodness.
now that he's shuffling towards you, you notice it's like an older human.
I'm gonna yell. Looking for an inn. Place where we could go to sleep for a night.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Yeah, you can go to Oxtail Inn. It's, that away. He's, like, pointing further into town.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Huh?
He said thanks.
Thank you!
Oh. Good night. He starts shuffling away.
Okay, so now we're looking for the Oxtail Inn.
Eli leans over to Zai and says, "Yeah, if I ever get that old, somebody better just kill me."
Okay.
Is that your son?
No, I don't have children.
You look so like.
I don't really know what to say to that, Ilo. I really don't.
I mean, how many of you get that old?
Well, he's a human, and so he's much older comparatively. I mean, I am very old, but
Hey,
I'm also
Eli,
an elf.
You should tell him how old you are.
Oh, Ilo, have I not told you how old I am?
I don't remember.
He like grabs the sides of his jacket and very proud. I am 711 years old.
I'm 15. That's all.
Oh my, you're just a little baby. Oh my goodness.
No. I mean, I am pretty old to my standards.
Oh my god. Listen, let's get to the Foxtail Inn. I don't know how much farther my poor feet can take me.
Huh? You say something?
No, go to bed, old man!
Oh, okay. Good night. You keep
Good
shuffling
night.
away.
Roll intimidation. Okay.
Let's go find this inn.
Let's find
All right, so it doesn't take you much longer after that. Walking further into town where the guy was pointing, you do see that there is a rather large tree tavern, where there is very clearly a sign that says the Oxtail Inn. You can see that there is light pouring out from underneath the doorway, and you can hear that there's a bit of music playing inside.
I'm walking.
Isla runs up to the person.
So going inside, it is a fairly busy night. It seems like a lot of the younger farmers and farmhands have all turned in for the night, and by that I mean they've gone to go drinking, of course. There are several people all seated around various tables, having drinks and having a good laugh. Behind the counter, which is... It's interesting because you haven't really seen a tavern that looks the way this one does, in that the bar is in the center of the, this big tree, and the bar itself is a big circle.
Oh, that's cool.
And the center of it is like a pillar where there are shelves of bottles of drinks and things like that. And the bartender is going around this circle serving the people seated at the circle.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the bar.
Walking up, you kind of have to shoulder shove your way in between two people, as it is pretty crowded right now. Behind the counter, you can see that there is a rather young-looking, at least Eli would recognize as young-looking wood elf. Your guess probably maybe just out of mid-100s. Long black hair tied in a ponytail. Bags under his eyes. Looks like he's been running the shift and running himself into the ground. Wearing what seems to be a rather fine-looking orange billowing shirt with the sleeves rolled up, and currently appears to be trying to deal with the masses of patrons. And he kind of just rushes by as I shoves up into... He's like, "Yes, I'll be with you in just a moment. Sorry, hold on one second." And he continues rushing around. It takes him about 10 minutes before he finally gets to you. He's like, Sorry about that. Hi.
And by then, Eli has finally shoved his way through.
Ah, it's
What can I do
perfectly
for you?
fine. Perfectly fine. Just super busy. I know it's late. Can we get some rooms?
Yes, of course. Sorry. Um, how many rooms?
How many do you have available right now?
Well, how many do you need?
Well, 3 at most.
That's certainly doable. We don't really get many travelers. Sure. 3 rooms. It's gonna be. Let's call it 6 silver.
Here you go. Hand him a gold. For your time.
Much appreciated. Thank you. He quickly rushes to the opposite side of where the circle is, ducks down under the counter, and comes back with 3 keys. And he just hands them to you. Goes, they're up the stairs towards the back of the room. There's curving stairs going up. It's gonna be the last 3 doors on the left.
Thank you. Good luck with all of this.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need it. And he starts going back to serving the patrons.
I'm gonna wade back out of the crowd, keeping all the keys. Hey, Eli, Ilo, our rooms are up this way.
Very good, very good.
How simple are the tasks he's doing? Is it just a lot of simple tasks all at once, or is he doing anything actually skillful?
It's a mixture of both. It seems that a lot of the simpler folk that are just farmhands and whatnot are just ordering ales or whatnot. So for him, it's easy to just grab a bottle from under the counter, pour it, and then just pass it to whoever needs. The occasional patron will ask for something fancier, and it seems like he's obligated to perform whatever flippy bartender shit it is that is required for these sorts of drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So occasionally you'll see him pulling out a shaker, pouring some of the stuff inside, tossing it up in the air, flipping it around, dumping it into fancier looking glasses.
I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant and tell him to just help with the ales, and I should be able to have that on and just go about my business. And he'll just have that for an hour.
Oh God, there's no way this could possibly go wrong with no warning whatsoever.
Isla would cast it in front of him and just walk off.
So the guy is aware, or you're just casting it?
Well, I imagine I'm standing on the countertop as we had that conversation, and noticing he's busy, I would just have the Unseen Servant pop up, so he could clearly know it was me.
All right, so
then,
you're in the middle of casting, and he's just what are you doing? Sir? You are a sir, yes?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Helping.
I'm sorry?
Helping. Magic friend help you. Here you go. He will help you with ales. And I tell him to go and start pouring ales, and it goes over and starts pouring ales, and that's all it does, and it just sets them down near the ale spot.
He pauses and he looks at you, and then he watches these now floating glasses of ale that are slowly making their way, and he looks at you quizzically, and then notices that he's starting to get backed up with orders, and he's like, stay right there. And he goes back to doing some of the fancier shit now that the ales are flowing, shall we say.
Okay.
It takes him another 5 minutes, but eventually he comes back over to you and he's like, here, this one's on the house for helping me out. And he pulls out a glass, and in front of you he starts doing the flippy fancy shit, and he ends up pouring you what looks to be some sort of interesting a white cloudy drink with salt along the rim of the glass.
Oh, thank you.
No, don't mention it. Thank you for the help. And he goes back to serving the patrons.
That was nice. And I drink it and take the flavor profile and all of that, and then I'm gonna. Is it like a too big of a glass for small?
No,
small
you'd be able to
me?
carry it easily.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Drinking it, it's an interesting taste. One that you haven't really experienced since being on the seas. Mostly you're used to things like rum and grog. This seems to be some sort of dairy-based drink. It's like a cloudy white, like it's kind of opaque. You can see it swirling around in the drink. It's interesting, though. It has a hint of sweetness to it.
Okay.
It's very hard for me to explain, but...
I couldn't recreate it, but I can prestidigitize it. I don't think that it's something that Ilo knows all of the
ingredients elude
ingredients
you, but you could
for.
make the taste.
Right. Cool. Got it.
Overall, it's a pretty good drink, though.
Nice. Well, that worked out well. I guess.
So what are you guys doing?
Oh, in the bedroom.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
what in the
bedtime.
bedroom?
I'm in the bedroom.
Kinky.
He is like he's already like gone up to the room and like taking his shoes off.
Alright,
Ilo's kind of confused. Not really. Ilo just is like awkward about the fact that he has a whole room to himself.
That he does. Anything I need to know about, or shall we continue on to the next day?
I think we're good for the next day.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you all have a restful night's slumber. Morning comes around. Ilo, when you wake up opening up the door, you see outside of the door to your room there's a small tray, and on the tray appears to be what looks like some smoked sausage, a few strips of bacon, and what looks to be a few hard-boiled eggs. And funny enough, there is a sheet of paper which you can't read.
You are right about that.
Because you literally cannot read.
Is everyone else coming out of their rooms now?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Okay. What does this say?
What do you have there, Ilo?
Paper?
He just gives you that look of like, really? And then he will open it up and see what it says and read it out loud to Ilo.
It just says, thanks again.
It says, thanks again.
Oh, that's nice.
Did
I
you
want some of this?
I mean, I won't say no. Did you do something last night for someone?
Just a servant.
Ah. Did you help out that bartender last night? That was very busy.
Yes, you were there, I think.
I had already gone up the stairs and into the room. I was quite tired.
Oh, yeah. He was nice.
Ah, good job, Ilo. Good job. And he like pats you on the back.
He looks happy.
Well, gentlemen, may we partake in some food and then head out. Make our way to Taka.
Sure.
Right, so it's about a silver piece for Eli and Zai to get breakfast, seeing as Ilo already got free breakfast.
Yep.
You guys get some quick breakfast downstairs and depart for the next step of your journey. So, I would like each of you to give me a perception for while you guys are on the road. Or rather, lack thereof.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see, a 4, a 9, and a
I know
19.
19. There you
Okay.
go.
I'm just like in someone's backpack, not paying attention at all to
I-
where we're going.
I can roll for Bartimus if you need me to.
That is your call. Would you have Bartimus flying around, keeping an eye out?
Probably the one where like probably this early on, probably like he's out flying around, but it's kind of like letting him do his own thing.
Yeah, why not?
So
You could do a perception for the burb.
okie dokie, Bartimus, and he gets well. Yeah, okay, there it
Advantage
goes.
because owl.
And perception.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's not bad.
So, progressively throughout the walk, the woods become less and less dense, and eventually you find yourselves walking out into what appears to be a fairly open landscape. You can see that there are rolling hills as far as the eye can see, ahead of you anyways. Even from where you are currently, you can see that there is the Emberscar Grove off to the southwest of you. From this distance, it just appears to be a bunch of, eerily enough, like, dead, like, almost like claws protruding from the ground, reaching up towards the sky. And you continue on until just before the sun is setting. You've essentially made it pretty far into this clearing of hills surrounding you. There's a bit of a dip. Looks like it would be a pretty good place to make camp.
Gentlemen, shall we set up camp here? This seems like a good a spot as any.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it much farther.
Okay.
So you guys take the better part of like half an hour setting up camp, getting a small fire going, I assume.
Yeah.
Just eating whatever dry rations you guys have in your packs. It's getting a bit chillier. You can definitely feel the difference compared to when you were in the forest itself. Being out in the open, there is a lot more wind sweeping about, especially with the hills. Kind of creating this constant circulation of air flowing around. It kind of, at times, like, you can almost hear it whistling as it passes between some of the hills. Overall, though, pretty nice place. You can clearly see the stars are out. The moon is out as well. And are you setting up watches?
Yeah. Definitely.
I guess I'll take first watch. It's probably gonna be the brightest. I'll be able to see better.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can do that.
Alright, so you two head off to sleep, or meditate as it were.
I'm gonna have Bartimus stay out and watch with everyone.
Sure. Zai and Bartimus, give me perceptions.
Okay.
Ho, Bartimus, perceptive.
Zai, you don't really notice all that much. That being said, actually... Okay. Actually, no. Yeah, Zai, you would notice. Okay. Zai and Bartimus, as your watch goes on, maybe about an hour in, you both notice that there appears to be what looks like a plains rat that seems to be trying to be stealthy as it scuttles its way towards your camp. Both of you, however, notice it kind of like disturbing the grass as it moves through and kind of occasionally making very hushed squeaks.
Okay.
It seems to be making a general line towards your camp, though. It's maybe 50 feet out.
This is a rat?
Yeah.
Is this a big rat or a small rat?
Maybe like 3/4 the size of Travis.
So like
a
the
small rat.
size of an Isla.
No, Ilo is bigger than Travis. Come on.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's bigger than a normal-sized rat,
Okay.
but still relatively small. You guys doing anything?
I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I mean, I guess I may as well grab my glaive. If it gets close enough, I'll stab it.
Yeah, Bartimus isn't like.
Hey,
This is
you could
weird. It's
you
like.
could feed it to Bart. Oh, you're asleep.
Yeah, that's what I was. Well, like the familiar spell says, like
They
it
can't
can't.
attack.
Yeah, but yet he has, like, his character sheet has like
That's
attacks.
just a default because that's the animal template used.
Gotcha. Okay. Then he's just kind of circling and squawking and making sure that you're aware of it and that you're not going to lose it.
You watch this rat seems to occasionally stop and kind of stand up. It seems to sniff the air, hop and crawl through the grass some more, continuing to approach the camp. And as it gets closer, it looks like it's approaching Ilo's backpack.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab it.
Make a attack roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
You, with one quick motion, cleave the rat in two. Ilo, in your sleep, you hear kind of just a faint...
Does it wake me up?
It would probably disturb you from your slumber.
Okay, I just like roll over and yawn and don't really actually wake up.
He twitches and does the thing where the dog is running on its side.
Yeah.
The rest of the watch goes by uneventfully.
Okay. I will wake up one of my companions, probably Ilo next, because I can tell him about the rat. Hey,
Hi.
Ilo, it's your turn.
Okay.
There's a rat going for something in your bag. You have, like, lots of food in there or something?
A rat? Oh. Yes.
Oh, okay, that explains that then.
Yeah, probably. Probably just that.
Okay, well, anyway, it's your watch. I'm gonna head to bed.
Okay, good night.
And I'm gonna go sleep.
Bartimus comes and like lands, like not on you because I feel like y'all are pretty decent size comparatively. He'll just kind of like come over to you, like, and sit and look at you and like squawk at you, and then he'll fly up and start to patrol.
When it squawks, well, I don't think that I will squawk. But
Oh yeah, he's an owl, so he just like his head does the little twist. And
Ilo kind of jumps.
and then he just flaps up and circles around and patrols.
Yeah.
All right, two of you give me perceptions.
Man, the crits tonight.
Okay.
Woo.
So both Bartimus and Ilo, You both notice off in the distance, maybe like 100, 150 feet away. It looks almost like the ground is moving.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak over there and check it out.
How close are you getting?
As close as it takes for me to determine what is happening.
How far is your dark vision?
60 feet.
Okay. Are you sneaking over there, or are you just walking over?
He's sneaking.
Alright, give me a stealth check.
Ooh.
18.
Okay. You sneak over until you are able to get a better visual. And you see that what you thought was the ground shifting and moving is apparently several large swarms of what look like rats.
Oh.
And they seem to be making their way towards your camp.
Oh, good, great, awesome.
Okay.
They're
I'm gonna...
surprisingly quiet. Like, you very faintly hear them making little squeaking noises. But they seem to be moving as several packs. And they are headed in your direction.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna run back and wake everyone up.
Okay. You get back and awake everybody just as the rats begin to converge on you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, yeah. I get to roll initiative with my intelligence modifier now.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay, because I
wish I had anything
God
at
damn
all
it.
that was AoE.
Hey, that was still higher than the other two of us.
Well, I can see this is gonna go great.
Ilo got a 5. Eli got an 8. Oh yeah, you have that new thing where you could use intelligence.
Uh-huh. And,
Zai
yeah.
got a 7. And then let's see what these things get. Is that... Yeah, it is.
Hopefully they all get crits and waste them now.
D8s are for combat, one
What
for everyone.
D8s for combat, 1 for everyone. Thank you so much, Jess. All right.
Oh, nice.
D8s for everyone. Sweet,
Everybody
thank
gets
you.
a inspiration die of a D8.
Woo!
And they might very well end up needing it.
Whether that means we use it when we need it, who knows?
Right?
Right, that's a whole different story. Okay, so... Wow, you guys... Oh, God. So, one of the swarm on the far left, starts charging the group of you, and it's gonna go after Eli first, as you are the nearest one to them, we'll say.
Okay.
And they're going to attempt to swarm you and bite you. They actually rush into your space.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You find yourself standing in a swarm, a gathering of these rats, and they're scurrying all around you, nipping at your heels and trying to just bite you.
Oh goodness.
Does a 15 hit your AC?
Yeah.
Okay, I need my D6. Come here, baby. Get her. There we go.
Oh.
That's a 6. That's not good. And a 4. You take 10 piercing damage as they start biting into your heels.
Okay.
Are you unconscious already?
No,
Okay, that's good.
just real
At level 2
close.
health.
Yeah.
And swarm number 1 is going to go after Ilo. So, again, Ilo, you find a bunch of these rats scurrying all around you, squeaking and chomping at your legs, nipping at your tail. Does a 10 hit your AC?
No.
Okay, so you're able to kind of like swat them off using your hands, the knives, and your tail to kind of just like sweep them away and keep them at bay. Eli, it's your turn.
Okay, so
You are standing in the midst of a swarm.
yeah, he's just like, oh god, oh no, stop, oh. He just reaches for his cane. Oh man, he's gonna have to disengage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any choice at this matter because I don't think I can kill this thing in one hit. So he is just gonna grab his cane and disengage and move 60 feet. 60 feet somewhere that is not here.
How do you get 60 feet? You've
And
got your move speed, which is 30.
didn't disengage double.
Dash
Why
is
is all my
double.
all my stuff is disappearing on my character sheet? What is happening?
It'll reappear if you like mouse over it again.
There it goes. Okay, then I'm thinking of dash. Okay.
Yeah, dash doubles your speed. You can do that, but you're going to take an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, I'm gonna disengage and move 30 feet
Okay.
and get behind like a tree, anything that I can use for cover. I'm gonna get behind it.
So you're kind of in a dip between hills. There's really no cover. You can go further up a hill. That's about all you've got to work with, though.
Okay. I'll say what. He's gonna move 30 feet towards, like he wants to move past Ilo and Zai
Okay, easy enough
to
to do.
put them between him.
Sure. Very easy enough for you to do. So you, using your cane, are able to swat and bat away these rats as they try to nip at you, and you quickly back yourself out of this swarm of rats and hightail it as far back as you can so that
Yes.
your allies are between you and the threat.
Yes, and then I'm gonna have Bartimus. I'll yell at Bartimus. Bartimus, get close to them. Aid our companions.
You're going to be using the help action?
Yeah.
Who are you helping?
Probably. Let's see. Ilo made it back, and then there's Zai. I'm probably gonna have. Probably Zai since he's the fighter. So.
Okay. So, Zai, your next attack's going to have advantage. You see Bartimus come flying in and start making a ruckus, like battering at these rats with his wings, trying to distract them. And the rats do seem to be somewhat distracted, as a fair amount of the swarm is like jumping up, nipping at the air, trying to get at this owl.
Noctowl, use Gust.
Oh my god. Zai, it is your turn.
Yes, it is. Well, I don't really have much else to do except slash at it with my glaive. So I'm gonna try to like hit as many as I can with it.
There are 3 swarms in total. There is the one that is currently not far from you where Eli was. There's the one that's currently swarming Ilo. And there's a third one that is roughly, let's say, like 20 feet away that's going to be, looks like it's about to rush you.
Yeah. So how does Ilo look right now?
Fine,
Like,
he hasn't been touched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eli's almost dead. He's a hobbly, bleeding old man at this point.
Eli is
Always
30 feet
someone's
behind
dead.
you.
Yeah, Eli's gone.
You see a blood trail, like leading all the way past.
in that case, I will go after the one that Eli left behind.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack then.
Yep,
With advantage.
Okay, advantage button and glaive. That's a 21 for 4.
Ugh.
Okay, so you take your glaive and begin sweeping it back and forth through this swarm of rats. It seems like you're hitting a few of them, but it doesn't look like you're doing as much damage as you would hope.
Yep, and then I'm going to action surge and attack
Ooh.
again.
Action surge. All right, this one's
Yeah,
without
level
advantage.
2. Oh, wait. Normal. 9 for 11.
That unfortunately misses. The second time you start sweeping your glaive through for another hit, your blood pumping through you feel the adrenaline urging you onto action. But the rats seem smarter at this point, and as you're sweeping down with your glaive, they kind of just scatter and then come back in.
Let's stop it.
Anything else?
Nope, that's about all I can do.
Okay, Ilo, you are in a swarm of rats that are nipping and squeaking at you.
Okay.
Don't forget, you guys
God,
do
I
have
can do-
dice.
Yeah, I can do one of like a couple things. So like I could heal the wizard. I could create a distraction. Or I could try to cut them. I'm gonna go and do cure wounds on Eli.
You are going to take an
Yay.
opportunity attack,
Oh no.
because you will have to run out of range of the rats.
How much damage did Eli take from that?
Eli
10.
took 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might just stay back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I don't think I'm gonna come over there yet then. What I'm gonna do instead is a thing. Who's next? Oh, all of the things. Okay. Good lord. Alright, I'm gonna cut them.
All right,
I'm
do it.
pulling my knives out, and I'm just basically trying to run in throughout the swarm and drag my knife across them, being mechanically 2 attacks.
Go for it.
But swarm mechanics are kind of stupid. 23 to hit for 7, and then the offhand is 20 to hit for not 5, it's 2. Yes.
Okay. You sweep your daggers through these swarms of rats, and you see several of them beginning to die off. You estimate that you've probably killed about half of them, sweeping through with your daggers.
Ooh.
Looks good.
Can I do my... never mind. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, you've used your action and your bonus action there.
Well, I was going to do that.
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
But it says if the creature size is larger, and I think technically this is kind of an odd scenario for
Creature
that. So.
size is larger than yours. No, that you could do that. You're small, and a swarm of rats is considered medium.
Okay, well I might as well do the 2 extra damage in.
Okay. Sounds
Nice.
good. We'll say that you, in your fury of stabbing and slashing with your daggers, end up skewering 1 extra rat with that.
Woo!
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, that was swarm number 1. Yeah, because 3 went after Eli. Keep that in mind just in case I forget, because I might forget.
Swarm 3 went after Eli. My sworn enemy.
Alright, so the swarm that was a bit off in the distance begins rushing in, and it's going to make a beeline for Zai, seeing as you are the big target in the way. And
Yay.
you're also the only one that's not currently having a space occupied by other rats. And they're going to attempt to nip and bite at you. They're occupying your space, too.
Okay.
They're all swarming around your ankles, nipping and chomping at your scales. Non-natural 20.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay. 1 plus 6, so 7 piercing damage as they begin nipping at your ankles. You can
That's kinda
feel them.
painful.
You can feel them crawling up your legs, biting into your thighs, your calves. You manage to kind of like shake them off and like sweep with sweeps of your glaive, and they kind of just fall on the ground and then hop back up, squealing at you and hissing. And then swarm number 3.
Yeah.
Swarm number 3 is going to actually merge together with swarm number... Which one was it that is on ILO? Number 1. So swarm number 3, you watch this swarm almost seem to like just meld into the space where ILO is and just kind of reinforce it.
Oh, good.
Swarm number 1, which is... Oh god, I'm losing track.
I think it's the one around Ilo.
Yeah. Swarm number 1 is going to, again, try to murderize you, Ilo.
Okay.
Does a 13 hit your AC?
No, but it's so goddamn close.
Alright, then you are able to, again, batter and swat away these rats before they're able to really get any damage in on you.
Woo.
Eli, you are watching your 2 travel companions being swarmed by rats.
Okay, so first things first.
On the list.
Is there some sort of knowledge check that I can do to see if these swarms are vulnerable to some element of damage? Like,
You can make a nature check.
it's not what I'm great at, but I'll do it. It's a 13.
You're not too familiar with animals and creatures and such. That was never really your
Yeah.
interest. You are aware that creatures like these usually gather together in swarms when food is scarce. They'll kind of band together in order to take down larger targets. You're
Okay.
not really sure what would work on them, though.
Right.
You know that it's harder to get rid of them with your typical, like, run-of-the-mill weapons, just because it's...
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, then I have a plan.
Okay.
So how far away? Wait, here it is. Range. Oh, it's 30 feet.
They are 30 feet.
Yeah, but I would have to get closer, and I don't want to do that right now. Okay. Well, I may still try to do this. We'll see what happens with this. So Eli is going to try and take a shot with Magic Missile.
Okay.
And
Which
I have
one
to-
are
I
you
have to-
targeting?
The one that is on Ilo right now.
Okay.
Okay, the one that had merged. So I have to click this for each of those
Yep.
darts.
So
Okay,
3
so
missiles. So click it 3 times.
2, 3. So 4, 4, and 5. Okay, so there's will be something a little fancy with this though. So it's usually force damage, but as Eli aims with his cane, he starts to concentrate, and you see the whitish blue force of energy that shoots from his cane starts to turn bright yellow and orange, and as it strikes them, it erupts into fire as he alters the spell into fire damage using his spell secrets.
What ability is that?
It's from his lore master.
Click it.
Oh, spell secrets.
Wow.
So I can convert the damage types. I can
That's
also
fancy.
convert saving throws once a day.
You can. Well, once per short or long rest, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so your fire missiles fire off.
Yep.
And that
13
was...
points of fire damage.
And that was at the one that was with Ilo.
Yep.
Okay, you watch as these missiles of fire impact into the rats. You hear them screaming and squealing in pain. And by the time it's all said and done, it looks like there's only about half of the swarm left.
Awesome.
Looks like you've obliterated a fair number of them. You can see their charred, smoldering remains on the ground.
And then he will call out to Bartimus. Bartimus, stay there! Keep helping Zykirin! And that's his turn.
Sounds good.
And speaking of Zykirin, yeah, Zai doesn't really have much to do beyond just keep trying to slash them and hope it works this time.
Okay. Go for it. And you have
I
advantage.
will. 17 for 10.
Okay. You, again, sweeping through with your glaive, start smacking and slicing into these rats that are swarming around your ankles. It looks like there's not that many of them left, but there's still a fair amount of them that are swarming around you and nipping at you.
Okay.
It'd be a lot easier to kill them if there weren't so many.
Yep. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to second wind
Okay. Bonus action, second wind. Go ahead.
for 5 HP.
Nice. All right. Ilo.
Ilo is sick of this shit, and he's gonna do a spell. He basically is about to make a very awful sound with his knives. He pulls out the two knives that he's been doing his thing with, and he does that.
Oh, God.
You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. Make a wisdom save. It takes 3d6 psychic damage. Must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed away from you. Huh.
I want them to fuck off.
How does that work against swarms?
Swarm mechanics are dumb. All of my things are single target. Same with, like, you know, if anyone were to shoot a bow and arrow at a swarm, like, what is the logic behind what that can do? I don't know. Swarms are goofy, so I don't know. Tell me if that doesn't work or not. I'll just cut them. But
I'll say it will.
okay, he just puts his knives together and magically, it looks like almost prestidigitizing, but
So
it's not.
Needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And he's gonna make a terrible sound that only they can hear with his knives.
They fail, so they take 11 psychic damage. And die. You see as you make this horrible noise with your knives, the rats around you, one by one, let out a squeal of pain and then just kind of flop over and die.
Yes.
That was swarm number 2, which is now dead.
And let's see. Okay, I can do Bardic Inspiration.
Sure.
So I'm gonna Bardic Inspiration Eli.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna press the digitize a very, very hot pepper into your mouth and yell at you and say, "When they're all dead, I will fix that."
Okay, thank you!
And that's gonna encourage you to kill them all.
Because it burns.
Because you
Awesome.
want that to stop.
Okay, that's an interesting way to inspire someone.
It's one way to do it.
Yeah. Alright, so, Zai, they're gonna chomp at you.
Okay.
That's a nat 1.
I'm gonna have to say that misses. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna believe you on that one. Eli.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Alright.
Okay, so the one on Ilo it's almost dead?
The one that is by Zai right now is about like half dead.
Okay. Then, and how's the one on Ilo?
Gone. That's dead.
Oh, okay. So it's just okay, cool. Then he's gonna get up. He's gonna get up. Let's see if I could click the right buttons on Roll20. That would help.
I loaded a magic, and all of the rats around him died, and they're bleeding from their ears.
Well, I don't want to do that. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna fucking magic missile him again.
Okay.
And actually, let me see. You do the thing until the spell ends. Oh, that's not gonna help at all. Yeah, he's just gonna magic missile. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5, 10, 13. 13 more fire damage as he converts the force to fire.
You murder them. How do you murder them?
He just kind of accumulates like this one glowing ball of like, it's like he does like a charge shot, and when it lets go, it just kind of splits into these 3 darts that just pelt these rats, and they just, you know, get charred to a crisp.
Rats forever.
Yeah. And he's like standing there, like holding his cane. Like he's so like weak at this point. He's having to hold his arm up with his hand, like with his other hand, and like there's like a little smoke coming off of the end of his cane. And he's just, oh, okay, that worked. Oh. And he starts to kind of hobble over, and like Bartimus comes over. It doesn't land on him, but it's just like, hoo, hoo, hoo.
So how hurt are both of you? You're hurt really bad. How hurt is Zai?
Not very.
Not very? Okay. Like-
Eli has 2.
Like, he's only missing 2.
Oh, okay.
I have 2. He's only missing 2.
Then I'll do Cure Wounds 2 times.
Oh, that puts me at full. Nice.
All right.
Because I'm about to go
we
back to sleep
are-
anyways.
You guys go to sleep, and we are going to take a quick, like, 5-minute break, just so we can use the bathroom, let the dog use the bathroom.
Make a sandwich.
Yep, stuff like that. We will be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere, or else you're going to miss more D&D action. All right, and we are back. So,
Yeah.
you guys are all going to sleep. I believe it was the middle of Ilo's watch.
Mhm.
Ilo, the rest of your watch goes by uneventful. Are you cleaning up the dead rats that are in your camp?
Nope. They're all the size of me almost. So, that would be a very slow job to do.
All right, so the rest of your watch is filled with the odor of burned, charred, and dead rats.
I press the digitize so it doesn't bother me that much.
Sure.
Sucks for everyone else.
Your watch comes to an end. Are you waking up Zai? Or not Zai, Eli?
Yeah, I'll wake up Zai again. Yeah, I'll wake up Eli. If he's not already up, because he's slept for like 6 hours now or longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is up, and he is going to be. So you really didn't take care of the mess?
Yeah, no,
I
Eli,
Really did not. I am not.
you take your watch and there are just dead rats everywhere. It's a horrible smell.
He looks at you with like that disappointed teacher look,
Okay.
like you didn't do your homework kind of look. I'll take care of it.
Take care of what?
Well, I had assumed you would have cleaned up the rotting rats. But it's okay. I'll take care of it. Let you go get some sleep.
Taking a long job to do, you know?
I mean... but magic, though.
Fine, here. And I do the 10-minute unseen servant ritual.
Okay.
And then I go to bed, because it is not concentration.
All right, so
Nice.
Eli, for the next hour, as you're taking your watch, you see... Very occasionally, you just see a rat seem to lift up in the air, move away from the camp like 30 feet, and then just...
Eli is assisting with mage. He's prestidigitizing the area to make the smell go away, and then he's using mage hand to assist with the unseen servant. And after they're done getting piled up, he is going to pop some fire bolts on them until they are just burnt away.
Okay. So as the acrid stench of burning rat flesh starts to fill the camp, roll me a perception, as well as one for Bartimalis.
My God, why is it not? Oh, because I have that stupid button on. Okay, there we go. Perception. Ooh, there's that, and then Bartimus gets a character sheet that doesn't want to load.
Okay.
Oh, God dang.
Taking your watch, nothing else seems to bother you. It seems like the odor of acrid, nasty-ass, dead, burning rat seems to be keeping anything else at bay from trying to make any attempts on your camp.
Cool.
Morning comes around, and you all wake up to the still clinging to the air around you odor of burning rat. It's not a very pleasant smell to wake up to, I assure you.
During the later part of his watch, Eli has dug out like his journal and like flipped to like the beginning. Like he's been like looking for his old notes on the like arcane sea and the bright steel, and kind of been like rereading what he had jotted down way back when. He's trying to refamiliarize himself with it.
What?
And I am gonna prepare a couple of different spells.
Sure.
Let's see.
So,
I get.
With that being said, good night, Jess. With that being said, the three of you continue on your way to Taka.
Yeah.
So, progressively as you make your way north, it slowly begins to become more and more cold. After walking for a few hours, you can see your breath forming as a mist in front of you. The wind seems to bite just a slight bit the more north you travel. And within a couple of hours of walking, you begin to see bits of white on the ground. It seems like there's been a snow around here recently. Looking ahead, you can see what appears to be a very rocky, hilly landscape with coatings of white covering as far as you can see. And actually, I have...
While my jacket is folded up, I cast Prodigitate on it, and I'm gonna do that thing where I can warm up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. So now I have a heated jacket.
Oh my god.
Cream Daddy 69. Thank you for following. It's an interesting name. You are warming up your coat, you said?
Yeah, you can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. It's the same thing that he does with his flavor. It's just with a little bit of heat. And so while his jacket's folded up, it's a cubic foot of something, non-living material. So he can heat his jacket up for 1 hour at least.
Sure. So you cast the spell and put on your minx fur cloak, and it is very pleasantly warm.
Yes. So cozy, guys. I love
So
travel in
cozy.
class.
Classy.
So classy.
You continue making your way north. I want all 3.5 of you to make perception rolls.
I'll pick up heat metal later. Don't worry, Zai. I've got you.
Oh my god.
Oh god,
Don't
please
burn him
no.
alive.
What are we making?
Perception.
Perceptions? Okay.
I'm not making anything,
Oh,
apparently.
I'm not either.
2030.
I'm making my jacket warm.
And 19 for Bartimus.
All right, so both Bartimus and Eli, as the three of you are walking forward, you can see off in the distance what looks like the telltale signs of smoke, of what would be assumably fires, like fireplaces. But
Okay.
But you don't see any houses. Bork.
God, shut up. Oh my god.
As you begin to get closer, Eli and Bartimus being the first ones to notice this. God, where the hell is it in my notes? Oh, there it is. Chasm Tundra. Taka. As you begin to approach, Eli and Bartimus, you notice first that there appear to be holes in the hills. And
They're hobbits.
carvings, and is that a door? That looks like a door. And you can see that there are paths that seem to be leading in and around these hills. As you approach and begin to make your way into what assumably seems to be Taka, you notice that there is one building far off in the to the north, about maybe 5 minutes more of walking, that's sitting on top of a hill, and everything else around you appears to be buildings built into the hills. Very much like The Hobbit, yes.
Oh, isn't that nifty?
At this point, it's just before sundown. You don't see anybody out and about, but you can hear what sounds like conversations, laughter, music, coming from several of these houses or buildings.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I think we have reached our destination.
I think we should check in with that big building first.
I think that is a wise choice.
Okay.
All right, so the three of you make your way towards the only building that stands out on top of a hill as opposed to underneath. As you approach, you notice that it appears to be a large white stone building, standing atop a small hill nestled amidst several larger hills. Outside of it, hanging on a wooden plank that seems to be flailing back and forth in this cold wind, you can see a sign that reads The Ghostly Oak.
The Ghostly Oak. How ominous.
You're making your way in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep the airy music because it would still be in there. So you walk in. The inside is fairly spacious, with over a dozen tables with chairs spread throughout the room. Scattered around the room are several lanterns hanging from the ceiling, casting light and shadows across the wooden floor and stone walls. There's a long wooden bar covered in years' worth of accumulated stains at the back right corner of the room. Behind the bar stands a portly man with a pencil mustache and long curly black hair, tending to patrons as the orders come in. Behind the bar is a single door leading into assumably a kitchen and storage area. In the back left of the tavern seems to be a set of stairs that goes up and turns a corner. Currently, there are a few people in the bar, not that many. In fact, there's really only like 3 people sitting at the bar itself, and then maybe 4 more that are sitting at tables. The atmosphere seems to be very downtrodden.
Everyone seems down and depressed.
Yeah.
Eli does the thing where he stands in the doorway and just kind of looks around and...
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in, sit at the bar.
You sit down, Oh, go ahead.
I was just kind of like move Eli a little bit to the side so I can fit through the door.
You walk in, go over to the bar and sit down. The gentleman behind the counter, after a moment passing a mug of ale to one of the other patrons at the bar, comes walking over to you and goes, "Yeah, what you want?
Well,
Never seen your faces before. You new in town?"
we're new. We're gonna be staying for a little while. First, like an ale, for me and my companions.
It's gonna be
Second,
3 coppers each.
Small, please. And he holds his hands out very far apart.
I hand him a silver for all 3 of them.
Thank you kindly. Give me a second. He grabs the ale, pours out 3 mugs. Noticeably, all 3 mugs are exactly the same size. And just slides them along the counter to you guys.
Second, can't help but notice that this isn't as cheerful as some of the taverns I've been in. What's going on?
Nah, it wouldn't be, would it? You new around
Why's
here?
that? We just got in today.
Well, you best be getting out of here if you know it's good for you.
And why's that?
Gonna wind up dead or missing.
Dead or missing?
Oh, that's why we're here.
Probably a mix of the two.
Why do you say that?
Folks keep going missing around here.
Mm-hmm.
People
And
are
is there...
losing hope. Don't really
And no
want
one
to be sticking around. People are leaving. Reason
And
why
no
it's so
one has-
empty.
No one has any idea why? No clues? No nothing?
You'd think they're gonna give a fuck about that sort of shit.
Well,
Mer-
you would think...
People up in Cascazini don't give a shit unless it directly impacts them or the folks living in the fancy city up there.
We're not from Cascazini.
They don't
Yeah, I
give a
heard
shit
it.
about us down here.
Yeah, heard of the Free Company?
The fuck is that?
Well, let's just say it's a group of people who go around and solve other people's problems.
You like
And
some
that
sort of religious group or something? Is that what you're saying?
More like
no.
More like an adventurers guild.
He gives you like a kind of like a weird look, like, alright.
So we have the flyer from the free
I know we
company.
do.
You guys never actually read it.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I don't want just me pulling out some random piece of paper.
Right, yeah. Well, my question was going to be, would it have been signed by, contact this person kind of thing?
Would you like to pull it out and read it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So you will say while Zaya is having this conversation with the bartender, Eli, you pull out the contract, and it is essentially detailing your job is to travel to Taka, report in with Mayor Coronal Bimpelnig.
It's a beautiful name. I love it.
Mayor Coronal Bimpelnig. Check in with him,
Coronal
and he will give
Bimpelnig.
you more details on where to start.
Excuse me, good sir.
Yeah.
He's looking at it. We are from this free company. We're supposed to report to Mayor Bimpelnig.
Oh my god, how do you spell that? Never mind, I don't care. I can't read.
Yeah, that.
Coronal
We're supposed to report to Mayor Coronal Bimpelnig.
Yeah, you're looking for the mayor. You're gonna find him in the mayor's house. It's
Where might that be, my good sir?
if you walk out of here, it's gonna be about 2 hills over to the east. Look for the. He's got a bit of a sign outside of his house saying
Oh, very good.
his name in big flashy letters, like gold embroidery and all that shit. He likes to think he's a hot shot.
Ah, political people.
Yeah, you can find his underhome there.
Very good, very good. Thank you, sir. And Eli will pop him a gold.
Oh, thank you. It's mighty kind of you.
Well, thank you for the information. Hopefully we can do something about the missing and or dead people.
Well, you'd be the first people trying. So good luck to you.
Yeah. Who's gone missing recently? Anyone with family still here?
Yeah, there's a few people, children and whatnot, still hanging around. A lot of the folks that had a legacy, the folks that have been here since the beginning are close to, and their family saying they don't want to be moving because then they're giving up their entire legacy of living in Taka, being settlers and whatever have you. I think
Yeah,
some of them are
of
just
course.
too scared to be going anywhere else. Where are they gonna head? They head up to Cascazini. It's gonna be a shit show there. Yeah, they could be going into Midwood, but it's not really the kind of living that these folks would be used to. Anything further than that's gonna be a pain in the ass getting to in and of itself.
Has there been any similarities with the ones who have gone missing? Is it only children, only women, that kind of thing, or is it all seemingly random?
Not that I noticed. Mayor could probably give you better information than I can. Best I can tell you is that people been disappearing for better over a year now. Only recently that the mayor actually decided to do something about it.
What's he doing?
Goodness.
Huh?
What's he doing about it? You said he's doing something.
Well, you fucks are here, ain't you?
Well, good point.
Then he's doing something about it.
Well, then we should probably get to work.
Well, good luck to you. You have any other questions, anything I could possibly help out with, you let me know.
Thank you.
It's hard to run a business when people keep on up and vanishing. And,
What time of day is it so far?
it's just the sun is just setting.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Yeah. Do we want to try and get a room and then start first thing in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
What time of day is it again?
Sundown.
Yeah, we should probably get a room first.
Yeah, Eli will purchase rooms for everyone.
If you're gonna be getting rooms, it's well, you guys are helping out. He like holds up his hands and starts like counting on his fingers. You could guess that he probably has not gotten an official education. Say a silver a night for the three of you if you're getting one room.
You two okay with sharing a room?
It makes no difference to me.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, how many nights you staying?
Well, not completely sure. We'll probably be heading out as soon as we fix it, but I'd say we'll probably be staying at least 2.
All right, that's gonna be 2 silver then.
Eli grabs his coin purse and pulls out some silver for the man.
Well, thank you very much. Takes the 2 silver and pockets it. And goes back to manning the bar itself. And I assume you guys walk out.
Yep.
All right. You're heading towards the mayor's office, or his house, rather.
Yeah.
So you, following the bartender's directions, step out and follow this kind of shitty stone cobbled path that leads through these hills, weaving in and out. And sure enough, about 2 hills over, you find a wooden fence around a rather ornate-looking circular door with a sign outside it that says Mayor Coronel Bimplenig. You can see from the circular windows that are on the sides of this hill as well, there is currently light inside, so he seems like he's still awake.
Well, it would appear that he is still up and about. So, shall we check in with him?
You guys approaching, knocking on the door?
Yeah. Eli goes up and...
You, after a moment, hear, yeah, hold on a second.
Very well. Eli waits there patiently.
You hear some rustling and what sounds like seems like a belch. And after like 20 seconds, you hear what sounds like a latch being undone, and the door swings open. Standing in front of you, you see a rather short and rotund halfling. He's got a small tuft of brown hair on top of his head, but completely bald on the sides. He appears to be wearing what looks like a fine silken robe and some fuzzy slippers. And he's just kind of standing there with a pipe in his mouth, and he goes, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Mayor Coronel Bimplenig.
Yeah, that's me. What you need? You, you new folks in town?
We're here from the freight company.
Yes,
Called
sir.
you wanted us?
Ah,
Had a
yeah.
problem?
Yeah, I was beginning to think y'all folks wasn't gonna be coming here. Yeah, come on in. Here, get inside. It's kind of cold out tonight. Come on in.
It is quite chilly out here. Thank you.
He ushers you inside, shuts the door behind you. It's surprisingly warm in here. The walls all appear to be made of smooth stone. You can see off to the left there appears to be a living room area with a nice fire going. There is a reclining chair, which looks like it was recently being sat in, with a tray of what seems to be various cheeses and meats. Looks like he was recently just having a bit of like a meal as he was relaxing in his chair. Off to the right, you can see what looks to be a like a dining room kitchen combination area. Ahead of you, there appears to be a hallway leading further down. And at the end, you think you can see what looks to be maybe a bedroom. And he says, "Here, come on into the living room here. I'm just having some food right now. You guys want something? I got some cheese, some wine.
Eli is very tempted.
I will, sure.
I mean, I won't turn down good hospitality.
Oh, sit down, please. I insist. If you're gonna be a guest in my home, at least come on in. Come on."
Thank you.
He sits down in his reclining chair. He like gestures towards the tray of foods, just like go ahead, help yourselves.
Oh, he's popping some cheese. All about that cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Mayor, can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit more of what's been happening here in town? The bartender said that this has been happening for quite some time now.
Yeah, probably longer than I would have liked, and I thought it would have blown over. It would have been great if it did, but it didn't. So now Yuza's here. Right.
I
So
see.
let me give you a bit of an idea of what I'm dealing with here. Right. So Taka here. All right. I didn't get to name the town, otherwise I would have named it something fucking stupid like that. But I'm the one that runs this place. I wasn't the one originally running it, but it ended up coming into my hands after the predecessor ended up passing away, and it don't fucking matter. So here in Taka, we have an interesting source of income. So I don't know if you guys noticed it, but out to the west here, there's a big thing called a pit. And it's basically a stone quarry. We make our money off of the stone. We get people that go out there during the day. They bundle up in all the clothes and shit, and they basically cut out big stone blocks of all the shit that we got here, and they start dragging it up the slope they got there, and we end up selling it all to the people in Cascazini because a bunch of rich fucks that busy trying to build up the houses and all that, makes themselves look fancy and shit.
Oh,
Now,
I see.
problem with that is you need people in order to get the stone.
Right.
We ain't got that many people no more.
Right.
Which is why I called yous guys in. Well, I didn't know who I was calling in because, quite frankly, I don't know anybody in the guild. There was just some little short guy in here that was talking in the bar about how he knows some people that could help out, and I couldn't up over here, and so I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe it'll work.
Hold on. Let me grab my notes here. Was it a small, like, gnome-looking fellow?
Yeah.
Gandhi. Blundertuft.
Yeah, sounds about right. I think that was his name. I couldn't remember. I was a few drinks in, if you know what I mean.
Aha.
Yeah. You got any idea where he is now?
I couldn't really tell you. I mean, last I saw him, he was in that inn. I told him, get your people in contact with my people. And, well, you are his people, apparently.
Right.
And I ain't got no people. It's just me.
Oh, interesting. We'll ask the bartender later. So, what's happening with the disappearance? Like, do you know anything? Is there a pattern? Is it only on a certain day, or is it at a certain time? Is it, women and children, or all the young men, or something? Like, what's...
So, we ain't got, like, what you might call, like, a god force or nothing. Like, we ain't got any peoples with the arms and the weapons and all that to be going around protecting folks, really. It's kind of just the locals protecting each other. They got, like, their own little, like, militia type thing going. But the only things I really been hearing and the patterns I've been noticing, all right, I was doing some astute digging of myself, is in the beginning, the only people that were going missing were the women and the children. But it seems like in the last few months that the bigger guys have been going disappearing too.
Interesting. So, women and children at first, but then suddenly, did it switch from the women and children?
Nah, it became kind of like a mix of both.
Okay. But only the able-bodied.
What you mean by that?
Like the stronger men, the ones who typically are working, not the elderly or...
Nah, all kinds have been going disappearing.
Okay.
Any evidence left behind at the disappearance sites?
Nah, that's the thing. These people have been disappearing, they've been taken right out of their homes. Hasn't been any real scuffles or nothing to them either. They just kind of in their houses, and then the next day the neighbors are going, where the hell is Jim? Because Jim ain't reporting for duty for his work, and they go into his house and he's gone.
Is Jim's house still there? Could we see it?
Well, I mean, I was using the name Jim as an example. It's not actually one of the people, but...
So there's no Jim?
No, Ilo, there's...
I mean, there's a Jim in town, but I'm just using the...
But he's not missing.
Oh.
You just continue. Don't worry about Ilo here.
Is there a house we could go to? With someone who's missing?
I mean, yeah, if you want to check it out, there are a few people that went missing. The houses are vacant. Thing is it's going to be a little harder to really look for things because people kind of share houses and whatnot. See, we call them underhomes. And if you're a little bit more well off like me, then you can have an underhome to yourself. So you got one hill, and you're living in the entirety of that hill. The less fortunate people, the people that are just living off whatever they can get from doing the work in the quarry and all that, they end up sharing homes with other families and all that. It makes it easier for them to pay for the rent and all that.
And so do these people go missing all out of one household or spread apart? Or
it's kind of spread apart. It'll be one person goes missing and poof, another one goes missing from a different house.
When was the last time that someone went missing?
About a week ago.
We should probably start there.
Yeah, sure. If you want to go take a look, you're going to be looking for... the last one that disappeared was a guy named Garrett.
All right, Garrett. Oh, the other question.
Yeah.
The disappearances, are they only happening at nighttime?
I mean, that seems like the case, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to know if someone disappears during the day because it don't get really reported till the next day. We don't really got, like, an official system here or nothing. It's kind of...
Right.
We're more like a village than, like, a full-blown town sort of thing. It's not really nothing official.
I see.
Yeah, Cascazzini's kind of stingy with the people they end up sending out here. They'll pay us top dollar for the rock, but they ain't gonna give us no protection or nothing.
Of course. Well, this...
You didn't hear that from me, by the way.
Of course not. I know how it is. I'm from a big city. I understand how that stuff works.
Yeah, you sound like you're from a big city.
Well, Mayor, thank you for your time. Thank you for your hospitality. I think we should go check out this Garrett's house.
Yeah, sure. If you're gonna be going checking out, it's gonna be, shit, I don't remember where the fuck he lives. Hang on one second. You see him get up out of his reclining chair, go over to a desk towards the back of the room, and he starts, like, shuffling through some papers. And he looks down at one and goes, yeah, Garrett's house is, it's gonna be over... You're gonna want to look for 3 doors, 3 hills over, towards the south. Yeah, looks like he was living with a buddy of his named Marcus.
Okay. Marcus and Garrett. Okay. Well, Mayor, thank you.
Yeah, no
hopefully
problem.
we can figure this out, solve it, and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, keep in mind, I ain't paying for lack of results.
Of course.
It's worth mentioning, Eli, on the contract that you have, the payout for this job was 750 gold.
Jesus. That's a good chunk of gold, right?
Yeah. I mean, for a guild, probably not so much, because that's going to end up getting split among, various funds and people.
Right.
You guys never really asked Dalus in terms of how money was split, but it's a good chunk of change.
But it's like more than like the average job.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not sure what to do with that information right now, though.
I don't know. You're one of the two that can read, so I can't do a damn thing.
Mayor, I must ask.
Yeah.
This is, speaking of payment, this is quite the sum of money that you've put up for this job.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's the, for the people and whatnot, for their well-being, but that's a large amount of gold for one job.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm inquiring.
Well, you either get paid and you solve the problem, in which case you earned every gold, or you don't, and then I'm gonna be real disappointed with you.
Where's the button? Pop that insight check.
What are you inciting?
I feel like he's not telling me everything right now. I feel like there's something he's like. There's something clearly that he knows that he's not saying on purpose.
He seems on the up and up. You don't notice any visual tics or anything that would suggest otherwise.
Right. Well, you'll have to forgive me. I'm just inquiring. I'm trying to get as much information. And this price was quite a well, it really pops out on the page. But I assure you, we will figure things out.
I certainly hope so. Well, you might want to be getting to it then. Sun's going down. You're not gonna have that much time.
Right. Eli kind of side eyes Ilo and Zai.
Yep.
Shall we be going, gentlemen?
Okay.
I agree.
Alright, you guys make your way out of the mayor's home. He shuts and locks the door behind you. And you find yourselves back out in the cold air.
Let us walk and talk. I don't want to stand out here and have him potentially hear us.
Okay.
Alright, you guys start walking away.
Yep. I'm gonna start heading towards what's the Marcus and Garrett's place.
Okay.
So, yeah, what are your thoughts, gentlemen?
On.
This situation. He said that it went from women and children at first, and then it became more of the. Well, then later the men were brought into it, and now it seems that it's just a mix of people.
Do you think they had to start small and then they had to start getting bigger people, or you think they ran out of weak people?
My thought was that maybe they're trying when they brought the stronger folks in, maybe that was in an effort to, well, get rid of those who are strong enough to do something about this.
Well, also maybe it's just easier to take the women and children. So
Right.
take them to begin with. Then once you figure out how you're doing this, then you start taking the other ones.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
The women and children don't do the rock thing, do they? So it doesn't make sense that we should start there, but...
Right.
Hmm.
And the other thing was that he said that it just kind of happens. Like doesn't appear that there's ever a struggle. The person's just gone. My first inclination is that magic is somehow involved, but I don't know.
Certainly possible.
I'm very, very interested to check out the location of the last person that was taken.
I haven't heard any stories of this happening elsewhere, have I?
Roll a history.
Oh, that's my good one. Don't worry.
Oh,
Oh, it's a
Damn.
19 for a natural 20.
No, you've never heard of this happening elsewhere. I mean, the occasional disappearance of a person, sure, but
Yeah.
several of them in the span of a year, all of them centralized in one location, that you haven't heard of before.
I don't know. Let's start at the house.
yes.
And out of character, what were we, the gnome Gandhi? What
Uh-huh.
were we supposed to be doing with that person?
Just time to head back.
Okay.
So you guys, following the mayor's directions, find your way to what you assume to be the home of Garrett and Marcus. You walk up and knock on the door, and after a moment you hear yes, can I help you?
Marcus?
Yes, that's me. Who are you?
We are some adventurers from the Free Company. We are hired to come help with the disappearances in town.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'll get the door open. You hear the unlocking of a hatch, and the door swings inward. Standing in front of you appears to be a rather dark-skinned, skinny-looking humanoid. Or, not humanoid, human. Curly brown hair that seems to just kind of grow out in a slight puff. Wearing very simple, like leather pants with a brown leather vest over a white tunic. Not wearing any shoes at the moment, just seems to be standing there. You notice that they appear to be wearing a bit of makeup. You can definitely detect what appears to be some eyeliner, a little bit of shadow on the eyes.
So first mistake you made is people are going missing, and then we're just like, hey, you should open the door, and then you did it. So if this is like a kidnapping thing that's going on, you would have just lost this like thing. So probably don't do that again. But we're okay. We're not lying.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive Ilo. He's...
They look at you and they're like, oh.
Oh,
And the
Ilo
door
has a
starts
wild...
slowly closing.
Wait. Please. We're here to help.
But he just said,
You forgive him. He has a wild imagination. He
Just
makes
trying
lots
to
of...
keep you safe. I mean, you should not have opened the door if people were being kidnapped. But
He likes hypothetical scenarios a lot.
okay. Well, can I help you?
Mayor... the mayor said that this is where Garrett was living, and he was, Garrett was the last known person to disappear.
Right.
And we were hoping to investigate, maybe check the place out a little bit.
I mean, if you want to come in, sure. I don't know what you're really gonna find.
Neither do I, but any clue is better than no clue.
All right. Come on in then. I'm Marcus, by the way.
Marcus, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Marcus.
nice to meet you.
And you are.
Oh, sorry, my manners. I am Professor Elowin. You can call me Eli for short.
Oh, you're a professor?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm a professor from the college in Milan Law. These are my colleagues here.
Name's I.
And
Name's I. Pleasure
sorry,
to
go ahead.
meet you.
Hi, Milo.
Does-
Yeah, Ilo is the one with the overactive imagination.
Right. All right. Well, you can come on in. It's a pretty small place. Watch your head. You guys follow Marcus inside. It's a pretty restrictive space. There is straight ahead. There is kind of a joint kitchen, like dining room situation where it's really just a small kitchen and then like a circular table with 2 chairs. Off to the left, you can see a door that is partially open and seems to be like a well-kept bedroom that looks like it hasn't been used recently. And then to the right, there's another bedroom that looks a little disheveled. There's definitely signs of recent use. Well, that's my room over there, pointing to the disheveled use one. And the one on the left there is where Marcus stayed. Or not Marcus, excuse me, Garrett. I'm sorry, it's very...
Did he act
Traumatizing.
strange before missing?
I mean, Garrett... I guess there's no point really keeping anything. Garrett had, some health issues. Nothing too bad. Garrett just had some issues with his body was kind of giving out. There were times where he wouldn't be able to walk right, or his arms wouldn't move when he tried to make them move. It was very intermittent though.
And this just started before he disappeared? Or is it
No,
a long-going thing?
He's had the problems for well, since he was born. He's always been a really strong person though. He always tried his best at working in the quarry with the rest of us. But there were days where he just would have to stay home because he just wouldn't be able to actually push anything or do any of the mining or
Who works the mines?
Well, everybody, really.
Women and children too?
Well, no, the women and the children usually stay home, and a lot of them will make cloths and fabrics. They'll, I mean, in a lot of cases, I mean, not so much for Market or for Garrett and I. They'll be the ones making the meals. They'll bring them to the workers. I mean, some of the women will work in the quarry. It really depends if they're of a stronger body or not. Obviously, if you're really not suited for the work, then they don't put you to work. Garrett kind of insisted on working the quarry. Just that some days just didn't work out so well.
I see.
If you want to take a look, go ahead. Just please don't do anything. Just don't.
Oh no, we'll be respectful.
Thank you.
Were you here when he disappeared?
I was. I mean, I was in my room. I was sleeping, I think. And he just... I woke up the next day and he was gone. And I checked around. I checked the quarry to see if maybe he got up and felt like working. Checked in the tavern. I checked around the entire town. He was just gone.
And you didn't hear anything strange, nothing that startled you in the night? He was just gone.
No, none that I could think of.
Very well. Eli will head to Garrett's room.
All right. Are you other two going with?
Of course.
All right. You guys walk in. It's a pretty small room. Maybe 10 foot by 10 foot at most. There is a single bed. Looks like a twin-size bed. The covers appear to have been made. The pillow seems to have been fluffed and just left there. You can already see that there's a small bit of dust gathering along the bed itself. There is a dresser off to the right, as well as a small mirror that is resting up against the wall that's maybe like 3 feet in height. Looks like it would be like easy to pick up and kind of just use to look at yourself. There is a very small closet, and by that I mean it's more like a cubby. With a few shelves in it. You can see that there are some neatly stacked and folded clothes inside. And there is a nightstand next to the bed. Yeah. At a brief glance, that's what you see.
Okay. I want to go look through the nightstand. Or at it and then through it.
Make a investigation.
That should be wonderful, because I'm so great at those.
I mean, hey, this is the job you guys took.
15.
Alright, it wasn't a hard DC for this. So, you other two, Ilo and Eli, you watch Zai go over and start going through the nightstand. Looking through, there's just a single drawer, pulling it out. Inside, you can see there appears to be a quill, some ink, and a few sheets of parchment that are empty. There is what appears to be a half-eaten sandwich that has molds beginning to grow on it. And there's what appears to be a few bundles of what look to be some sort of herbs. Most of them, let's say there's 4 bundles of herbs in total. 3 of the bundles look untouched, as if they were just made and left. The 4th one, however, looks like the ends of it were burned, and then were put out.
Okay. I want to, grab one of these bundles of herbs and see if I can tell anything about them.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Is there a check I could use to see if I've cooked with any of those?
Yeah, you can make a nature check.
Medicine's not on my sheet. Okay, that's a wisdom, correct?
Yeah.
16.
Ilo, looking at the herbs, like picking up one of the unused ones that are
16.
bundled up, looking through and just kind of smelling it, just kind of tasting it at the tip of your tongue. None of these herbs seem like the kind that you would use for cooking. They all seem more like the bitter, medicinal application.
Gotcha.
Zai, looking at these herbs and giving them a sniff and kind of like seeing what the burnt ends of the one smell like, you're vaguely familiar. You remember your time during the tribe while you were living with your tribe in the Freelands. It is very reminiscent of something the druid in your clan would use. It's supposedly a cure for like afflictions of weakness of the body. So you remember distinctly that any of the warriors in your tribe, if they fell ill, like if they ended up falling ill with like a flu, or if their body began to ache and feel feverish, the druid would light this kind of bundle and leave it in the room with the person, and the smoke from it was supposed to help cure them.
And so it's completely understandable that this dude would have them, considering his affliction.
Yes and no. You're familiar with this because it's something used in less civilized lands. It being used in a village like this seems a little out of place.
Okay. I kind of just hold one up and turn to Ilo and Eli. Now, where would he get one of these things? I haven't seen one of these since I left the Freelands.
Huh. That's a very good question.
I mean, supposedly it's used for curing afflictions of the body, so I guess it makes sense that he has them for that reason. But
Right,
Yeah,
but the
haven't
Freelands
s-
are
yeah,
right far away.
haven't seen them in a city any time since I left.
Maybe this was cheaper, or maybe other means of medicine had been tried and none were successful.
Maybe, but where'd he get it?
Right.
I mean, someone has to travel to, the city up north to sell things to them. They would certainly stop here, right?
I guess, but where did they get it? Again, I haven't seen it since the Freelands, and we're nowhere near there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of trading goes on down there outside of the country.
I'm gonna look around on the furniture for signs of, because this room is like pretty clean.
Yeah.
If any signs of like the furniture being, like a sign of struggle, I almost want to say, but
Make
like
a-
something that might be off with how clean everything else is and how one thing might be out of place
Make an investigation
or
check.
damaged. Okay. 18. Oh, I have -1 to that. I've been rolling really good.
You have been. Looking around, it looks like your best guess is that Marcus probably went around and basically just tidied everything up. There really doesn't seem to be anything that would indicate any signs of struggle or anything. On an 18...
So he's particularly looking at like the furniture and the objects in the room.
You don't notice anything that seems off with the furniture or the objects. However, as you're looking around, you notice on the floor, there's a patch leading from the bed towards the door that seems to be almost like if somebody took sandpaper and kind of like rubbed it against stone. just a few times. Like, it's very minute and very... Like, it could be anything, it feels like, but, like, it seems like there was something that was, like, rubbed across that surface.
Like, that... Not damaged, but, like... So what are the floors made of?
Stone.
Stone. Okay, so they're made of stone.
It's a slight discoloration, like, if it's, like, a dark gray, there's an ever so lighter color, as if, like, someone took sandpaper and kind of went over it once.
From the bed
Leading to the door.
leading to the door. So something was dragged from the bed, it looks like. The stone is a little smoother here.
Ilo pointing it out, you do notice it.
I want to
The other
try to follow it out the door.
make your own investigation check.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, easier DC because Ilo pointed it out. You go past the bump where the door frame is, and it's very hard to see. You're barely making it out, but you do notice the same signs of something being rubbed or dragged across the stone to the front door.
I probably won't find anything, but can I check like the front porch or
Make,
whatever, or hill or whatever there is there?
make another investigation.
Sweet. 6. Nope.
You don't notice anything else outside.
Okay, I'll walk back to the room then. Well, looks like whatever it was drug it to the front door at least, but from there I lost the trail. But it seems strange that whatever it is can use just the front door of wherever it's taken stuff from, and no one has ever seen any sign of it.
And to have kind of sanded the stone down like that, it had to have been kind of... It seems like that's too convenient, you know?
For the record, Marcus is not with you guys. Marcus is in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You think he was wrapped in something?
Maybe. I'm gonna go back into the other room, and to Marcus. How much did he weigh? Was he big, small?
No, he was kind of scrawny with the ailments he had. He wasn't
Right.
really all that much muscle or fat, really. I don't know, maybe 140 pounds?
Okay.
I'm gonna go out there with him. So, about how long would you say between the disappearances is there? Day, week?
I'm not really sure. I never really looked into it until the day that I woke up and found that Garrett was gone.
Do any other people in the town have the sick?
No, it's not that common of a disease. I think it's more something that you just kind of have at birth.
Has anyone been kidnapped that was particularly capable? Or is it just people who are women, children, or sick?
There were a few, I think.
Okay.
Was there anything else in the room we just forgot to look at?
There was the closet cubby.
There
the
is
mirror?
the closet cubby, the dresser,
3-foot
the
mirror.
and there's a window in each room.
Okay, so it's not the window because we saw the path leading to the front door. What's in the closet? And I go over and look in the closet.
Investigation.
I need to really let Eli do these.
Eli is in the process of doing something that I'm going to tell you about in a second.
9.
There are clothes. It's about all you notice.
Anything on the floor of the closet?
Not that you can tell. Nothing that seems out of place.
Okay.
It's a pair of shoes.
So the whole time while they've been checking everything out, Eli has been casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay.
He's just been kind of standing there in the middle of the room with his book out. And he's going to pop off a Detect Magic and see if anything comes up on his radar.
Cast a spell for me?
Oh. Well, come on.
You can detect anything magical within 30 feet.
There we go.
You don't have to be able to see it.
Right.
Nothing magical registers. Actually, let me rephrase that. You cast Detect Magic. Looking around the room, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary until you look at Zykirin, and you notice the box that's on his back that he's been carrying the entire trip is glowing pretty profusely.
No one's ever asked about the box.
He just, like, kind of like averts his eyes for a second.
And the school, you detect 2 different auras.
Ooh.
The box itself seems to have an aura of enchantment. The objects that are within the box, and you're picking up 3, unidentifiable.
Interesting.
They don't seem to have a school of magic that they belong to.
Zai, you know you have a magical box on your back, right?
Well, I guess that when I couldn't open it.
Okay. Well, obviously, if you can't open it, you don't know what's inside of it.
Well, hopefully I'll find out when I'm strong enough. That's what I was told.
Interesting. Well, there's things inside of it that I could not really determine what they are.
I shake the box.
Let's calm down now.
Do I hear anything in the box, Arch?
No, you don't hear anything rattling.
I'll take your word on it then.
Look, I can't sense anything. Well, that item, it was the only magical thing that I could sense, but I could also sense items inside of it, but I couldn't sense what kind of magic they are. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, that's weird. And I go back to digging through the closet.
Yeah.
I don't know much about magic. It's like,
Eli will come over and help look through. And,
Give me an investigation.
oh my god, come on!
I'm better at
I
this
have
than you are.
I have a +5 to investigation.
Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary in the closet. There's some clothes. There's some what appear to be workers' boots.
Could I go outside and see if I can see what direction the dragging continued to?
You are welcome to try. Make actually, in this case, either investigation or survival,
Neither of them are great.
since you're looking outside in general.
17, though.
That's what I was hoping you were going to get. Ilo, you walk outside, and you kind of check out the front area of this property, and you notice 2 things. On the front porch, there is a little bit of, like that sandpaper look, but it seems to be buried under the snow. Like, you have to kind of brush it away. And you eventually see, like, there's a little bit of it, but then it seems to fade and go away. The other thing you notice is, as you're looking around, you look over by the window that goes into Garrett's room, And you can see that there is a similar sandpaper-looking effect on the stone windowsill on the outside. And looking through the window, you can actually see that it continues to go inside.
I tap on the window.
Oh, Isla, what are you doing out there?
The same thing with the stone out here
What?
Wait,
on the
So-
window.
whatever it was went through the front door and the window? That doesn't make much sense.
Interesting.
Hmm.
It's very, very curious. So the mark goes from the bed to outside,
Mm-hmm.
but yet
And
there's...
it didn't go anywhere. You said outside there wasn't really much. It just kind of trailed off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So whatever it is or was, must have come in through the window and then left through the door. At least that's what I would assume.
Hmm.
It gets more curiouser and curiouser.
Curiouser.
Is there any way to tell which way the drag marks go?
You can
That's what I
try.
just did.
Give me a survival roll.
I missed that, sorry. Okay, 13.
Well, Ilo, you were more trying to find them in general, not the direction they were going, like whether it was going into the house or out of. Zai, looking at the markings, it seems like the markings on the window are from the outside going in, and the markings from the bed to the door are going to the door.
Okay, so looking at these, it really looks like whatever it was came in through the window, went to a bed, and then left through the front door.
Right, that's what I just said.
Yeah, just reiterating it.
Right.
But once it got through the front door, where'd it go?
That's a good question.
You have anything that can, like, detect the use of magic in the past?
I'm afraid I don't. The only I wish if there was some way that we could find out, like preemptively, who was going to be like the next victim. I could put Bartimus there, and then I could see what it is. I could.
How many houses were in this town? Or hills with windows or whatever?
You're not sure. You know that there are a lot of them.
So more than like 5. Okay.
As you guys are standing there, kind of talking and discussing, you hear at the door. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Oh.
Right. Because I realized we're actually over time by almost 10 minutes. And I have work tomorrow. So we're going to end it there. As much as I wish we could continue, because I love seeing the gears turning in y'all heads. So we're going to go around, find out who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite bits of tonight were, and then we're going to call it quits. So, again, going in order, Kyle.
You can find me on Twitter at RageQuitKyle, and it has been a little bit prevalent this week with my Overwatch Rage Quit. I think my favorite part of the night was almost dying in one hit. Now, my favorite part was actually getting to use my new lore master stuff. Getting to convert spells is like super cool.
It is. get to do like magic-y stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And Neil.
You can find me on Twitter at Bardic Martin. You can find me here a lot of the time. I do D&D podcast called The Lucky Die. You can find us there. My favorite part was becoming one with the swarm and running around with knives and not taking a single damage and doing a whole lot of murders.
Sure.
And also prestidigitizing a very hot flavor into your mouth to motivate you to do something for me.
And he didn't even use it.
Didn't even use it. Well, in retrospect, like Neil probably should have thought, oh, a lot of his shit is saving throw based.
Oh, well. It was still
Whatever.
funny in the moment. All right, and Onyx.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter sometimes at OnyxQWE. And let's see. My favorite part was this whole investigating thing. Like, I really like mysteries.
Yeah.
So this is fun.
I try to incorporate all things into a D&D game, because that's what makes it fun. A little bit of murder, a little bit of fantasy sci-fi, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And as for myself, you can find me on Twitter at arch_DND. You can find me here on Twitch. I live stream pretty much every single fucking night. From like midnight until God knows whenever, like typically like 3 a.m. Eastern time. We do Aranthea's Awakening, which was tonight's D&D game, every Sunday night, same time, so from around midnight until 3 a.m. You can also find me on the Lucky Die podcast, like Neil said. I run the Twitter account for that as well, at TLDpod. My favorite part for tonight was probably this investigation as well, because I'm excited to see where you guys go and what you learn and how you deal with the situations at hand. I'm excited because I've been kind of planning this, and by planning I mean I had an idea what was going to happen, and then I had a better idea yesterday, and I was like, fuck everything I just wrote, I'm doing this instead.
Sounds way more interesting than some sick noble.
Oh, that would have been fun too, but you guys get to miss out on that. Now I get to have my own adventure in my brain with Faith and whatever she has to do.
Yep, you get to play D&D with yourself.
We'll ask her about it when she comes back.
Yeah, it'll be great. All right, well, with all that being said, we are done for the night. Thank you to everybody that stuck around to the end to watch. Thank you for the bit donations from our friends and from for the follows. And of course, also, thanks to Jess for the D8s.
Yes, thank you.
We will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye!